Good morning, everyone. Today we will be studying the topic Modern Indian History Part 1. So, in this, basically, we will be dealing with the important facts. So, let's start. So, as we know, the first revolt against the British was in 1857. So, Veer Savarkar was the first to say that 1857 revolt was the first revolt. Let's come to the next point. In 1848, Dalhousie, as we know, doctrine of lapse. This term basically this defines that in doctrine of lapse, during that time, kings were not allowed to keep the adopted son. So this was started by Lord Dalhousie, doctrine of lapse. So Nana Sahib, he was, as we know, he was the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II. So he was refused giving the pension. And also Nana Sahib is known as Doru Pant. In 1856, Widow Remarriage Act was started. This was started by Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar. So this act, so Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, he married his own son to a widow lady and passed the act. So in 1856. Yeah, so let's come to the next point. In 1857 March 29, 1857, Mangal Pandey first fired at Barakpur in Bengal. Because Mangal Pandey was in the British Army, he was in 19th and 34th Native Infantry Regiment. So Mangal Pandey first fired at Barakpur. So most important point is this. We have to remember this point. March 29, 1857. On 10th May 1857, there was a mutiny of sepoys at Meerut. So the sepoy mutiny started from Meerut in 1857, 10th May, from the 3rd Native Cavalry. So cavalry basically जिसे हम घुड़सवारी कहते हैं. So during this time, there were a lot many kings, or you can say nawabs, who were not supporting the Indians. So being in the India, they were not supporting Indians. So like Sindhia of Gwalior, the Halkar of Indore, Nizam of Hyderabad, the Raja of Jodhpur, the Nawab of Bhopal, the rulers of Patiala, Sindh and Kashmir, the Rana of Nepal. So they were not supporting Indians. That means they were supporting Britishers for the exploitation. So during that time, uh, let me erase first. Yeah, so during that time, there were also many leaders, or you can say kings or nawabs, who were supporting Indians, like see Mangal Pandey. So seeing them, they also supported the Indians, like from place Barakpur. From Barakpur, Mangal Pandey. That Barakpur is in Uttar Pradesh. So from Barakpur, Mangal Pandey supported supported Indians, means they started revolt against the Britishers. So from Delhi, Bahadur Shah II, Bahadur Shah II, General Waqt Khan, Hakim Ashmullah, chief advisor of Bahadur Shah II. So Hakim uh, Amullah was the chief advisor of Bahadur Shah II. So from Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal and her and son British Qadir. So see, the son and the mother, they both were fighting against the Britishers, but Nawab means the father of his and the husband of Begum Hazrat Mahal was not supporting the Indians, means they were supporting Britishers. In spite of them, Hazrat Mahal, Qadir, and Muhammadullah, who was who was the chief advisor of the ex Nawab of Awadh. So And again in Kanpur, Nawab Sahib, Rao Sahib, he was the nephew of Nana Sahib, Tantia Tope, as we know, Azimullah Khan, advisor of the Nana Sahib. Means they were supporting Indians. They started the revolt from Bihar. Kunwar Singh was there, Amar Singh. Sorry, that is not visible. So let's come to the next point. Yeah. So from Faridabad, Faizabad was Maulvi Ahmadullah. He decided to like he declared that revolt. He said it was a jihadi against Englishmen. From Farooqabad, Tujal Hans Khan. Bijnor was from Muhammad Khan. Muradabad from Abdul Ali Khan. Bareilly Khan Bahadur Khan. Mansar was Firoz Shah. Gwalior Kanpur Tantia Tope. Assam Kandapur Singh and Maniram Dutt. From Orissa Surendra Sahi. Ujjwal Sahi. From Kullu Raja Pratap Singh. From Rajasthan Jadayal Singh, Hardayal Singh. From Gorakhpur Rajendra Singh. Maratha Shiv Singh. From Mathura Shiv Singh. From Meerut Kundan Singh. So as we know they were revolting against the Britishers. So Britishers तो चुप बैठने वाले थे नहीं. So they called some British leaders from the foreign to suppress this revolt. Like one was John Nicholson. This name is important. John Nicholson Hudson was sent to India to suppress them. So during that time, Bahadur Shah Zafar he was arrested by them. So Bahadur Shah Zafar he was basically hiding in the Humayun ka Maqbara, which we say. So suppression was done in many places like in Kanpur it was done by Campbell, Hallock and Havelock. In Lucknow, Havelock, Outram, James Neal and Campbell. In Jhansi, Hugs Rose. As we know in Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai was fighting and during her fight she lost her life while fighting with Hugs Rose. In Banaras, James Neal. So during that time, many of the leaders were killed, and many of the leaders who were really lucky, or we can say like they moved to the different places. Like Bahadur Shah II, deported to Rangoon. Rangoon, it is in Myanmar. So they went to Rangoon, where he died in 1862. Means Bahadur Shah Zafar died in 1862, and Nana Sahib and Begum Hazrat Mahal escaped to the Nepal. Okay, Tantia Tope and Mangal Pandey and other were executed in 1859. So let's come to the next page. Yeah, so there were a lot of impact because as we know till that time all over India that revolt was spread. So many parts of the India people started revolting. So during that time Britishers passed the Government of India Act 1858. This was basically passed because the Queen, sitting somewhere in England, so she said that कि हम तुम लोगों को वहाँ रूल करने के लिए भेजे हैं for basically for the commercial purpose, but you all are doing something different. So by this act, Government of India Act 1858, she took all the power. Yeah, so she took all the power from Governor General to the Viceroy. Means Governor General का पद खत्म कर दिया गया गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1858 के तहत एंड वाइसरॉय पद का स्टार्ट हुआ and Lord Canning was the first Viceroy of India in 1858. This is a very important year. Lord Canning was the first Viceroy of India in 1858. soon after the pass of Government of India Act 1858. Now let's come to one different phase of the modern India, that is Indian National Congress. So this time Indian National Congress, wait, let me erase. Yeah, so Indian National Congress. So during this phase, the first phase, we can also say the first phase of Indian nationalism in 1885 to 1915. So during that time, Lord Dufferin was the Viceroy of India. So during this time, this was basically the age of moderates. Age of moderates. Moderates means there were two. Basically, Congress only divided into two: the moderates and the different one, assertive and moderates. Sorry, actually, I'm not remembering. I will tell you later in the next video. So the Naram Dal, basically moderates are known as Naram Dal, because in Hindi we say they used to follow the path of Mahatma Gandhi, no need to fight. So in 1858, A.O. Hume retired. He was a retired civil servant staying in the Simla post-retirement. Soon after post-retirement, in 1885 and 1919, A.O. Hume was General Secretary of Indian National Congress. So he was just a secretary. He was not the president of Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress formed in 1885. So he was not the president, he was the general secretary. So A.O. Hume, along with Dadabhai Naoroji and Dinesh Dinswa Vanchu, they decided, means उन लोगों का हाथ सबसे ज़्यादा था इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस का गठन करने में। उसी टाइम में संस्कृत कॉलेज बॉम्बे जो कि 1885 में स्थापित किया गया। इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस बनने से पहले इंडियन नेशनल यूनियन के नाम से उसे स्टार्ट किया गया था बाय एओ ह्यूम, ऑलिन ऑक्टेवियन ह्यूम, आफ्टर द सजेशन ऑफ दादा भाई नरोजी। और उसका गठन हो गया। ठीक उसके बाद इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस का पहला सेशन जो कि हुआ वो 1885 में बॉम्बे में स्टार्ट हुआ, जिसमें टोटल 72 मीन 72 मेंबर्स वेर पार्टिसिपेटेड। सो दादा भाई नौरोजी का बहुत ही बड़ा योगदान रहा इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस का गठन करने में, जो कि 1885 में हुआ। So let's talk about little bit of about Dadabhai Naoroji. So Dadabhai Naoroji was from the Parsi family. He is also known as Grand Old Man of India, the first Indian to become the member of British Parliament. मीन्स दादा भाई नौरोजी पहले वो व्यक्ति थे जो ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट के मेंबर बने। और इन्होंने काफ़ी, इनका बुक भी है ये, और इन्होंने ड्रेन वेल्थ थ्योरी दिया है जिसमें था कि इंडिया का पैसा किस तरह से इंग्लैंड या फिर फॉरेन जा रहा था। मीन्स people of India were suffering, and Indian wealth was transferred to the foreign countries, England. So जिसमें कि 7 billion US dollar was taken to the US, UK. So दादा भाई नरोजी फर्स्ट कैलकुलेटेड द इंडियन इनकम ऑफ इंडिया। जाहिर सी बात है, अगर वो उन्होंने नेशनल इनकम कैलकुलेट किया इंडिया का, तो ही तो पता चला ना कि व्हाट अमाउंट ऑफ मनी वाज बीइंग ट्रांसफर टू द अदर कंट्री। एक्चुअली इट इज नॉट विजिबल, वेट, या। सो सेक्रेटरी ऑफ दादाभाई नौरोजी was मैडम भिखाजी कामा। मैडम भिखाजी कामा जो थी वो पहली या फिर हाँ पहली महिला थी जिन्होंने विदेश में भारतीय तिरंगा लहराया था 1907 में। इंग्लैंड में सेटवर्थ गार्ड, जो कि जर्मनी, इंग्लैंड नहीं सॉरी, जर्मनी में 1907 में सेटवर्थ गार्ड जर्मनी में मैडम भिखाजी कामा। सो दिस वाज द फर्स्ट वीडियो। I have put my first effort. Thank you.